Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, friends. It's time for some Saturday morning React tunes. That's right, grab some sugary cereal, grab something fun to drink. It's time to watch some cartoons. And today we'll be watching Star Trek, the animated series, Season 1, Lucky Episode 13, the Ambergris element, or Ambergris element, depending upon pronunciation. Friends, nothing to it but to do it. If you could do me a quick favor though and hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel, and somehow I found my way onto 10K. So any of your subscriptions are greatly appreciated, my friends. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. And if you're not a fan of Patreon, consider YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes at least a day early. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now, and now it's time for some Saturday morning React tunes featuring Star Trek, the animated series, Season 1, Lucky Episode 13, the Ambergris Experiment. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go! What do you got for us, Jim? What's the final frontier like? I wish we could.
The final frontier.
Thanks, Jim. I didn't realize we're almost done with these. I scrolled down to the second page of Season 1, and Jim's still telling us about the final frontier. The second page of Season 1, and there's only I think 16 total episodes. And then Season 2 has 5, I think. So we're almost through this, friends, and once that's done, we are off to Star Trek Continues, and then the movies of the original series, and then the next generation. We have a long way to go, friends, through the stars. I hope you'll join me for as many as you want to join me for, but each and every time you join me, know that I appreciate it. Let's see what we have in this episode. Margaret Arman, yay!
We are orbiting the planet Argo. Argo was once a land planet, but its surface is now almost completely covered by water.
Really?
This knowledge may save millions of lives on a Federation planet identical to Argo, which will soon be undergoing similar transformation.
Oh, we're landing in the water? Interesting.
Oh, I suggest that we get these seawater and algae specimens. They're the least of the lot.
For once, I agree with you, Doctor.
We've made a terrible mistake landing in the water. Maybe take off?
Firing, Captain.
It didn't seem all that deterred.
A life form which previous surveys have not recorded.
Let's get a closer look at it before the phaser stun wears off. Submerge, Lieutenant.
Aye, sir.
Oh, look at us. It's like Mobile Armored Strike Command.
Its skeleton is similar to that of a Denibian whale, Captain.
We didn't kill it, right? No, okay. Clayton, get us out of here.
Surface, Mr. Clayton.
Aye, sir.
Faster, Mr. Clayton, faster.
Phasers do not respond, Captain. We must have sustained damage to the power pack when the creature struck us.
Oh, great.
We're under attack. Beam us aboard, Scotty.
Dear God. I mean, Clayton and Bones were literally thrown clear of the wreck.
Lieutenant Commander Scott in command. Captain Kirk and First Officer Spock have been missing for almost 5 days. Search parties can find no trace of them, or the Aqua Shuttle.
Aqua Shuttle, love it. Well, they were taken below, guys.
I see some rocks. They're just above sea level, about 2 miles away.
Clayton, we all see those rocks. I don't think we can salvage that.
Maybe they're still alive.
I don't know, they're face down in the water, dude.
Can't breathe. Suffocating. Help.
Webbed.
Can't breathe.
What happened to them, Doctor? What is it?
Something's changed their whole lung structure.
Get him in the water.
Medical log, stardate 55.
Nice.
But medical examinations show an unidentified substance in the bloodstream has affected their entire metabolism and changed them into water breathers.
It's like forced evolution.
It was infused into your bodies at key structural points. It had to be done by injection.
But can't you duplicate it, Bones?
Reverse it?
That implies there are intelligent life forms on Argo.
The sensors don't indicate any life forms down there.
Beneath the surface.
Failed to indicate the large marine creature that attacked us.
Right.
Perhaps the readings are incomplete, blocked by underwater pressure forces.
Well, we can't do much underwater exploration without the Aqua shuttle. Our equipment is too limited.
We aren't limited. We can go wherever we want in that ocean.
It's too risky, Jim.
Or something can eat you.
I can't command a ship from inside an aquarium. I can't live in here.
I know what you're saying, Jim.
Can't we use the transporter? That seems to be the way to retcon everything.
The captain states the case emotionally, of course, but correctly.
Nice.
An intelligence that can produce this kind of mutation can change us back. We've got to find it, Bones. It must be there.
Guys, we forgot to color in something. Like Tritons.
It is enough our young saved your lives once. If you go on, nothing will save you again.
Wait!
Well,
I believe the phrase was, "Our young saved your lives once."
Yes, and they didn't seem to approve.
The instinctive reaction of all frightened creatures is to retreat to a place of safety.
so let's attack it. Seemingly. Again, we forgot to ink something in, guys.
An undersea civilization capable of fantastic architecture. Why should they be afraid of us, Spock?
It is quite possible, Captain, that they find us grotesque and ugly.
They're also isolationists, too. I mean, it's like a first contact situation. They have ships of some kind, vehicles.
These are the spies, Tribune! Air breathers!
I kind of like the kelp they have as like capes. Or is it their hair?
I'm Captain Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. This is my first officer, Mr. Spock.
You are air breather enemies from the surface.
Well,
The ancient records warn that air breathers never come in peace. Can we do nothing without consulting the ancient records?
Why do the junior tribunes wish?
I was going to say that's the young. All right.
Your scientists induced these mutations?
We do not wish to kill even air breathers.
Well, that's good.
It would seem their ancient records are as well preserved as ours. They found us again.
Oh, they think they're from the planet, from Argo.
We are visitors to your planet. We come from another world.
You do not live on the surface places?
Not on this world. Our only purpose here is to find the means of reversing our mutations.
That is impossible.
Great.
Enterprise to Mr. Scott.
It's like they're fishing.
Doctor,
Sensors just gave us an update reading, Scotty. There's a seaquake due in that area. A bad one.
how soon?
Within 4 hours. When are Jim and Spock due to make contact?
About the same time.
Can you contact them sooner?
We can try like blue blazes.
The name of our starship is on the Aqua shuttle. If you want proof, examine the wreckage.
Yeah.
3 air breathers have invaded the sea foliage. We saw them as we gathered edibles.
Edibles.
Take these spies to the surface boulders and leave them there. It is justice enough for our enemies.
So you threw them out there to suffocate? Nice.
Conserve your strength. I will free you.
Or
Did you see anything?
Not a sign of them.
he's covered in some type of force field.
Wait a
Did you see
minute.
that?
Who are...
Follow me.
Does he have one of those belts on?
There.
Quick, lads.
I thought they were going to be like skiing behind
Let's
them.
go to gig, Lieutenant.
Yeah, he does have a belt on. Cool. That's awesome.
Tribune Rila is an Aquan. Their city is a short distance away.
We're obliged for your help. Captain, we've been trying to contact you for 2 hours.
We did not evolve, Mr. Spock. When the surface places began to sink, many air breathers were mutated through Sergo-op, just as you were.
What is that Serco-op?
Apparently, they were exposed to frightening geological disaster. Such hardship induces savagery and violence.
We feared they would contaminate us with their violence. That is also why it is forbidden to mutate back to surface forms.
But it can.
There are legends of sealed places in the sunken ruins where many knowledge records of it are kept.
Captain, the quake's due in less than 2 hours.
How far are the ruins, Rila?
Only a short distance.
About 2 hours.
The population of another planet is threatened by surface changes too. Argo's ancient knowledge can help save them.
Yes. I will take you as far as the reef barrier.
Wow. A bit of a riptide.
Fascinating. Obviously, an entire portion of the continental shelf sank within a few minutes.
Like Atlantis, as the stories go.
This may be the sealed place Rila mentioned. I believe this is an entrance panel, Captain.
Cool shot.
This resembles ancient medical symbols, Captain.
Yeah.
The torso indicates mutation.
That's it, Spock. The key to the survival of the race.
If you guys say so. I'd like a better shot of those statues to see what they look like, the surface dwellers look like. I was going to say, this thing should be just like cutting through the water. Spock and Kirk's freestyle is not necessarily going to keep them ahead of an aquatic creature. Oh, thank you, seismic activity.
What's the composition of the antitoxin, Bones?
It's made from the venom of the Argo sur snake.
We cannot reverse our mutations without the serum, nor can the Aquans benefit from the knowledge of their ancestors.
But the ordainment state clearly that capturing sur snakes is forbidden.
Nephro, we must break the ordainments.
See, that's one of the differences between the animated series and TOS. It's like there's no real debate. You know, any kind of problem you run into is solved relatively quickly because we just don't have the time.
Quickly, Captain.
Oh, we got to get it right off the fang. Love it.
We must leave.
We need more venom.
No, there is no time.
Yeah, we got to make do with what we got, Jim. And it's dead now, so.
Let's get started.
Whoa, we should probably not have him in the water.
Something's happening to his metabolism. It's at least 10 times normal speed. Metabolism normal. Heartbeat normal.
You got a belt on him?
The antitoxin was too strong.
Dear God, we're going in the other way here.
He's starting to breathe. Quick, get him out of the tank. How do you feel, Jim?
Should have just had a belt ready for him.
We'll bombard the unpopulated pressure areas with phaser beams and change the epicenter of the quake so it won't endanger your people or your city.
To hell with the Prime Directive.
All of it.
We're bringing him up and everything.
Fire phasers as directed, gentlemen.
Aye, aye, sir.
Oh my God, it split the planet in half.
Sensors indicate the epicenter of the quake was in the North Polar Seas, Captain. A totally uninhabited area.
We believe it to be uninhabited. We've been real wrong with this planet before.
We owe you and your friends much gratitude, Captain Kirk. We will try to repay by making the ancient records available for your studies.
Nice.
I shall be glad when the surface places can be inhabited.
The young Aquans,
But how can you guys do that?
senior Aquans, cannot adjust to the thought of becoming air breathers. We will remain at the Aqua City.
Don't lose contact with each other, like your ancestors.
Right.
We will pass ordainments to forbid it.
And we this time will not ignore them.
Unless we have to. All right, everybody, we just finished watching Star Trek, the animated series, Season 1, Episode 13, The Ambergris Element, and the only thing left to do is talk about it. Nailed it! All right, everyone, we just finished watching The Ambergris Element, the 13th episode of the first season of Star Trek, the animated series. Another perfect example of when your imagination does not have a budget, the things that you can come up with. Because to put this episode in live action in the original series would have been just way too expensive. I mean, just makeup and effects alone, you know, the underwater elements, it would almost be impossible at the time to have shot this in the original series, given the time constraints that they had. Now, if they had a month to do it or something like that, maybe, you know, but again, it's just cost ineffective, and it's something that the original series, they never had extra money, and this episode would have required quite a bit of extra money, and weren't able to do it. But again, with this Margaret Arman script, which I thought was very strong, that we kind of commingled like an existing planet with a brand new sort of, first contact with the Aquans. I thought that was really interesting. The entire idea of there being kind of like an air breathing reminded me a little bit of Star Wars' Naboo. But other than that, and again, it came, I don't know, 30 years before that. So, it certainly was the predecessor of any of that original line of thinking. Good. Again, though, it was a very interesting, they're two different species on the same planet, or an evolved species really, and kind of like, and then the animosity that grew between them, they had their edicts that they put in there that to make sure that, none of this ever happened again, So I thought it was an interesting, you kind of falling into like a geopolitical circumstance that also happened to be one of survival, again with the mutations that were provided to them. Interesting stuff. I mean, it was the mutations provided in the Aqua Shuttle. I thought was pretty cool. The mutations provided for that was a simple way to be able to kind of bridge the gap between the Aquans and the Enterprise. To give them sort of a common line of dialogue with Spock and Kirk. That happy kind of middle ground to be able to have like a conversation, to not immediately to kind of just be against one another, or us versus them, where it's like, hey, we need to do these things to save another planet. We can save yours in the process. And there was no real stakes in it other than just a conflict of interest. If Spock and Kirk hadn't been kind of metamorphed into this type of like hybrid that they were. And it's a good idea. I mean, it's a good trope to basically be, walk a mile in somebody else's shoes or swim a mile in somebody else's fins, and you're able to better understand them. And there's, again, both sides sort of see kind of these hybrid people or these subjects that are part of this as, and doesn't necessarily have to be like physical hybrid. It could be like culturally hybrid. I think of like Dances with Wolves and things like that, where you're able to kind of respectfully see the other side's point of view. But it's kind of a situation that's sort of not necessarily forced on you, but it's something that you didn't really want to do, but ended up happening to the benefit of both sides. And I like that very much. And again, it's just strong storytelling. It's fun little bite-sized Star Trek. We talked about it in the episode. Any time of like moral conundrum that came up, like when the young were like, hey, we're not really supposed to do this. You can't have a debate that would require like Spock or Kirk to be able to like, hey, these are things that could help. How can we help you? Kind of reach some type of compromise inside the moment. They have to immediately kind of like pose the question and then resolve the question. So you can't have this kind of standing, hurdle to jump over, not for any length of time anyway, because we don't have a lot of time. But you can easily see the elements that would have been lengthened, and probably deservedly so, for the Aquans to, finally acquiesce and, help out Jim and Spock. Even the young would have needed to have had at least some measure of convincing before they went ahead, like as far as they did with this. So, I mean, but again, it shows really how well the editors and the storytellers can negotiate the shorter time frame by still getting a very plausible, still getting a very solid story to us in the shortened period of time. It's one of my favorite things about Star Trek the animated series. I would never call it the Cliff's Notes of the original series. It's just a bite-sized bit. They're able to give us pretty much a full episode of the original series just in about half the time. Good stuff, friends. If you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel and allows me to alert you next time it's time for some Saturday morning React Tunes. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now, and now it's time to say goodbye from this episode of Star Trek the Animated Series. So where should we say goodbye from? Well, friends, because we're the Greek chorus. We get a reward every time we watch something as the audience and see the story that is being told, hear it, and share it to others in the hopes of growing said audience. That's a vitally important part of the narrative, friends. And so our reward is to go back into the episode and say goodbye from one of the scenes. Friends, it just so happens we have been evolved as well, and for a brief period of time, we can breathe the water, we can swim with our webbed hands and feet, and we get to experience the glories of under the sea. Friends, until such time as we can experience the glories of Star Trek the Animated Series, Vulcan roll, and I'll see ya.